Hello YouTube, this is Geeky Austin, and today we're going to look at another double review. Today we're going to take a look at the Jurassic World Legacy Collection, Dr. Alan Grant and Jeep Wrangler. Okay, so first off we're going to take a look at Dr. Alan Grant. Dr. Grant stands at just a little over 3.5 inches tall. And here he is next to the original Kenner Alan Grant figure and the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Robert Muldoon. And here is Dr. Alan Grant next to a couple of dinosaurs, the original Kenner electronic Dilophosaurus and the new Jurassic World Roarivores Allosaurus. Okay, and on to the detailing. The detailing on this guy is definitely really good, and the likeness of Sam Neill on Alan Grant's face is definitely way more spot on than what we got almost 25 years ago. It just shows how much of a difference that 25 years can make when it comes to making toys. And other than that, moving on to the rest, the hat doesn't look too bad. It's kind of hard to pick up in this lighting. It's very bright. But the hat doesn't look too bad. The detailing on the shirt looks really good. The nice wrinkles, the pockets right there, all the way onto the back. The information is embroidered onto his back right here. It's not too distracting. And then you move on down to his pants, and again, detailing on there is really good. The belt looks good. All the wrinkles in the pants are there. The seam lines are right here. It looks really good on the pants. And then you go down to his boots, which is the same thing. They look really good. Got a little bit of detailing on the bottom there and got some peg holes so you can stick them on a stand. And he's got a nice little watch right there on his wrist. Not too bad. And the skin detail on him looks pretty good. And like I said, he's got his nice little bandana right there underneath his head. And the hair isn't sculpted too bad either. It's pretty much flush up with the hat as well. So, yeah, for the detailing, this guy definitely looks really good, and I really do like how he came out. And okay, as for the paint job on this guy is very basic. This is a basic figure, but it's still not bad for what you got. There's definitely a nice skin tone across his face, definitely. Some nice blue in his eyes right there, the brown on his hair. It's all flat, there's no shading applied really, but it still looks pretty good. The eyes are definitely lined up on his face very well, which I like. I'm glad how that turned out. And we got a nice little light blue here for his shirt like it's supposed to be in the movie, so it's not too bad. The pants are not accurately colored to the movie. Alan Grant wore khaki pants in the movie, so these are too brown. They should be more white. But still, the coloring doesn't look too bad, and it does look really good with the blue, so it's not horrible. The belt's painted a nice brown. They added a little bit of silver on his buckle right there. His watch is also painted brown, but there's no detailing on it at all to indicate more what it is. You can just get an idea by the overall shape that it's supposed to be a watch. Nice red on his bandana, I forgot to mention. And a nice dark brown on his boots. So, yeah, like I said, the paint on this guy is very, very basic. And the only thing that's not accurate are the pants, which should be a khaki color, almost similar to what his hat is. And as for the articulation on this guy, is very reminiscent of a lot of the older Star Wars figures. Something that I wish these newer Star Wars figures still had, but still, it's not too bad. The head is on a ball joint, which allows him to spin his head around. You can get his head to look up that high and down that much, not a whole lot. And you can get some side-to-side movement out of it. Okay, moving on down to the shoulders, they're on ball hinges, which allows you to move his arms all the way around and bring them out about that far, so you can get some nice poses in there. And the same thing is on the elbows, a ball hinge, which allows you to spin his arm all the way around and bring him in at that much right there and down that far. And yeah, you can make it look like he broke his arm too if you really want to do that. No articulation in the wrists, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but it's not too bad. He's got a swivel right there in his waist, which can make him spin all the way around. And as for the legs, it's also on ball hinges, which allows you to bring his legs up about that far and back that much. And also you can get him to pretty much spread out all the way with his legs. And then down to the knees, the same thing on ball hinges, which allows you to spin his leg all the way around and he can bend his knees in that far. So definitely very impressive on the legs, but it has to be for one of its play features, which I'll show later. And another disappointment, there is no articulation in the feet at all, so some posing on this guy won't be possible without the ability to pivot his ankles or move them up and down, but for what it is, it's still really good, and definitely it's similar to a lot of the older Star Wars figures. Many of the older Star Wars figures had this much articulation, and for what it is, it's really good, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Okay, and on to accessories. Dr. Alan Grant comes with 2 accessories, one of them being this nice little Consognathus figurine. And the detailing on it is really good. The only disappointment is that there is no paint on it, so a lot of this detail cannot be very visible unless you really look at it. But still, for what it is, it's really nice looking. And its purpose is that you can clamp it on anywhere on the Alan Grant figure and make it look like he's attacking him. Which only makes me beg the Jurassic World Legacy Collection folks to make a Dieter Stark figure. Please make a Dieter Stark figure, because this would be absolutely awesome for pictures and display. If you can get lots of these kind of compies that can just clamp onto them and eat them alive. But yeah, basically that's the basic idea. You can get the compy to attach to his arm, his leg. You can even get him onto his hat. It's adds a little bit more playability to the figure, even though, of course, in the movie the compies didn't show up and Grant never did get attacked by compies. And for his second accessory, he comes with this little flare gun right here, which is not painted at all and is very flat and basic, and, well, of course, Dr. Alan Grant did not use a flare gun in the movie. He used an actual flare. But still, they needed to put a weapon with him of some sort anyways, which makes sense. You gotta give something for the kids. And it fits into his hand nicely. His finger does not go around the trigger, and it looks a little bit oversized, but still, I don't think it looks half bad. It looks nice enough. And you can get it to stick in his other hand as well, because there's no trigger finger. So there's that option too. You can put it in either one of his hands, whichever you wish. Okay, and that's it for the Alan Grant figure. Now we're moving on to the second review, which will be on the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Jeep Wrangler. And overall, this vehicle is definitely massive, and I really do love how it came out. When I saw this in stores, I instantly bought it, and I didn't buy it for the purpose of just getting the figures to put in it. It's just because of what it is. I've always loved the Jeep Wranglers in the movie, and getting a physical one that's very, very accurate looking in the detail department made me very happy. So I'm glad to have picked this up. But yeah, the wheels are definitely on there very good. It rolls very smoothly, so that should make kids very happy. And it can go pretty fast as well, so that's very nice. And as for the detailing on it, you can already see a lot of the details that you would expect on a Jeep Wrangler are there. The details on the doors, the hinges, the Jeep logo right there. The looks up on the hood. Looks all very nice. The hinges right there. The vents. The front of it right here, the grill looks really good. And right here, these are stickers that are nicely placed on there as well. And the nice little Jurassic Park number 18 logos right there. The detailing on the winch looks pretty good, which I'll get to in a minute. The detailing on the lights right here are good as well. The bumper looks good. The wheels look good. Like I said, they did a lot of good work on making this look as accurate as possible to a Wrangler, which makes me very happy. And of course the guards right there look good as well. The guards on the back as well, let's see. On the back right here, yeah, the trailer door looks really good, especially with the clamps, the handle right there. Tail lights, again, they are stickers, which are nicely placed, the same as a license plate from the front. And for the interior, detail-wise, it also looks really good. It's a bit flat and basic on the inside because a lot of the attention on the vehicle is on the outside. But still, for what you get, it looks really good. All of the components right here are nice. The steering wheel looks good. The vents down there are not too bad. The glove compartment right here is present. Doesn't look too bad. It's also got the vent right there and right there. And then for the back seat, and for all the seats actually, they're all nicely detailed. Nice rib cushion pattern right there and all. So yeah, detail wise it all looks really good, and of course the gear shifts down here as well. If I can get a good enough shot of that, yeah. You can see the gear shift right down there. It's also nicely detailed as well. The same as the cup holders and middle compartment. So detailing wise, this is impressive. I really do love what they did here. Mattel and Matchbox, you did a fantastic job on this. A+ for that. The attention to detail on this thing is amazing. I love it. As for the paint job, though, that's where it is lacking. Paint job wise, everything on the outside looks fantastic. All the stickers look really good, as I mentioned. All the attention to detail on that. The stripes right here, the number 18, it all looks really good. Again, like I said, everything on the outside looks fantastic with all the sticker work and everything done on it. It looks really good. But then when you get to the interior, as everybody had already noticed, there's the problem. There's no actual paint done on the interior of any kind, so it's all mostly flat. There's no kind of paint added onto the gear shift knob, the cup holders or compartment right there, the steering wheel. No attention given into the interior right here, and that's a little disappointing, but it still does not destroy how nice this vehicle is. I really still love how this came out. And as for his accessories, other than of course being able to roll really good, he also does come with a winch right here, which is controllable. You can pull it out. And if I can move in closer to show off the winch, like I said, the winch does look really good. You can see that it's all rolled up in there with its nylon string. And the hook does look pretty good. You can hook that onto random objects for fun if you want. And it's about big enough that it can be held in someone's hand, like Alan Grant's hand. And the way it works like a lot of the fishing line toys would work. You just pull on it and it'll extend out. And you can pretty much make it go out that far right there. That's not a whole lot of distance, but still for playability purposes, it's okay for what you got. And to wind it back in, sadly, it's not automatic, it's manual, so have fun taking your time to slowly turn it in like so. Okay, and on to the last feature of this Jeep, of course. Any of the new Jurassic World figures that you get is definitely able to fit in this Jeep. Some will have a harder time than others. Just for example, Alan Grant right here. If you pose him like this right here, get him in a seat position and keep his hands up in the air like that, you can easily stick him inside the Jeep. You just got to get his feet underneath the steering wheel. That gets in the way a little bit. And then just sit him in like so. After you sit him in like so, then all you got to do is just press his hands onto the steering wheel. And if you just play around with it, I'm not taking any time to really do that, you can get some really good shots with Alan Grant in here and get it to look convincing. So that's what Grant looks like inside the Jeep, and like I said, it's not bad. He doesn't sit in it extremely well. His legs definitely don't tend to want to fit in here too much, but for what it is, it still looks really good. And let's be honest, you got a working Jurassic Park Jeep with a Jurassic Park character you can stick inside of it. That's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun, playability, and even picture work that you can get into with this. So I like the results. And when I mention certain figures, for example, on the Robert Muldoon figure, the back end of this figure right here, his vest splays out like this, and because of that, he does not sit in this seat very well at all because his back cannot press up as flush as possible against it. Okay, so overall, both of these sets right here are very impressive, and I'm very happy with what Mattel has done. These are definitely leaps and bounds ahead of what Hasbro did the last couple of years. And I'm very happy about that. Alan Grant, overall, is a very well-detailed figure. Paint-wise, he's very basic, and articulation is a bit basic, but still, for what you get, is really nice. His accessories are not too bad either. And the Jeep, as I stated before, I absolutely love this thing. It is absolutely amazing. I really do love the detailing that went into it. The paint job on the interior is disappointing, but everything else is fantastic. The playability with this set right here is a lot of fun. I can definitely see kids having fun with this, and what the heck, adults can have fun with this too, whatever. So definitely, I love this set, and I definitely am intending to get some more of these down the road, especially some more of the human characters. I still want to get Ellie Sattler to finish off this set, and I hope to continue doing these Jurassic Park reviews because I have so much fun doing them. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been Geeky Austin.